Well, all right, gang. What's up? Let's get started. Let's get started, man. Listen, I'm excited today. That's right, today. We're not doing this in the evening right now. We are rocking out in the daytime. So, I usually get a lot of stuff done during the day, but since I've been not traveling out of the house because of the pandemic, I decided, something, let me do an early session today. Um, and we're still talking about the book Think and Grow Rich, Ross. Talking about the book Think and Grow Rich. I'm breaking it down. I'm down to the last principle. That's right, the last principle. Guys, I'm all into pandemic proofing your money. And if you do that, you will change your life. But this is my journey to a million, guys. This is my journey to 1 million. And I'm going to bring you guys along the journey. But during this journey, I'm going to be breaking down some of the most beneficial books that I've been reading each and every year to change my life. I believe that you don't have to read every book, but you need to find books that are very, very important, that are life changing. Think and Grow Rich is one of the books. And after this book, we're going to get into another book, guys, but you're going to have to stay tuned for that one. Now, the sixth sense is the 13th principle, and it is known as the sixth sense. The sixth sense is the 13th principle. It's the 13th step toward riches, guys. And the sixth sense is called the door to the temple of wisdom. Now, how about that as a title to something, right? The temple of wisdom. That is powerful, right? Now, it is through the sixth sense that we communicate with infinite intelligence, guys. And all our communications with infinite intelligence, it happens voluntarily without any effort. You don't have to put effort in when you're communicating with infinite intelligence when it comes through the sixth sense. It happens automatically. And thoughts and ideas and hunches and all of that stuff, it just comes to you through the sixth sense when your subconscious is communicating directly with infinite intelligence. So let's move on, guys. Now, the sixth sense is, right? It is a portion, the part of the subconscious mind, right? And it is referred to as creative imagination. In the chapter that I talked about on imagination, we did get into creative imagination and synthetic imagination. Guys, remember that, right? Since synthetic imagination was all of the thoughts of other people put together, and then you try to come to a conclusion. But the geniuses, guys, they used that, and then when all of that was exhausted, they tapped into creative imagination, which then allowed them to communicate with infinite intelligence. And I think that is way more powerful, guys. And when it comes to life changing and innovation and not doing things that everybody else has compromised in doing, but stepping out there with things that what people feel are impossible. Geniuses do things that people think are impossible. That's why they're geniuses, guys. They tap into that creative imagination. Now, also, the sixth sense is also known as the receiving set, through which, right, ideas, plans, thoughts, flashes in the mind as hunches or inspiration come to us. So, next, the sixth sense is the to the average person, it can't be described. Okay, here we go. I cannot describe to you the sixth sense if, guys, you have not mastered all of the other 12 principles that I talked about from this book, Think and Grow Rich. And the reason being is it takes the accumulation and mastery of all of these other 12 skills in order to sense the sixth sense, in order to understand and have that believability when it comes to communicating with infinite intelligence. See, up to this point, if you haven't mastered all of that, it's probably very hard for you to believe that the sixth sense is actually something that you can use to move ahead and achieve things that you want in your life, especially things of a monetary value. right? Changing thoughts into things, their monetary equivalent. You have to have mastered those other skills, guys. It is very, very vital to your success in these 13 principles that I'm talking about here in the book, Think and Grow Rich. Now, understanding the sixth sense comes only by meditation through mind development. All right, within. All right, note this, right? And I'll talk about this right here. If I can get it. There we go. All right. So, guys, now understand this when it comes to the sixth sense. Through the aid of the sixth sense, this is my note over here to your left, my right. Through the aid of the sixth senses, you will be warned of impending dangers and time to avoid them, and notified of opportunities and time to embrace them. Now, do you understand the power of that, guys? The power of knowing something before it happens because your sixth sense has told you that you are in danger, or that your sixth sense has told you that you should invest in a certain stock, or that you should invest in a certain business, or you should go out on a certain limb with a particular individual. Your sixth sense told you this in advance before these events happen. That is communication through infinite intelligence. That only infinite intelligence knows these things, and they give it to you through the communication of the sixth sense, guys. That is awesomely powerful, guys. Now, the sixth sense comes as near to what appears to be miracles, right? As the author has ever seen. Napoleon Hill says that he doesn't believe in miracles, but the sixth sense to him is about as close to miracles as he has seen throughout his lifetime and his investigations and all his experience. Now, there is right a there is a power, right, that the author does know, and it is a power, or as we call it, infinite intelligence, uh, that comes across, like converts, okay, uh, the trees, right? It turns acorns. Let me get the start right, guys. The power of infinite intelligence, right? Or power, or whatever you guys want to call it, God. It creates trees from acorns. Do you guys get that? It has the power to let water flow downhill because of gravity. You guys get that, right? Okay. It also has the power, right? In in response to gravity, like the water flowing downhill, right? To have night follow day, to have winter follow summer, okay, and all of the seasons and everything. He has put all this into place. And guys, we don't understand why or how it operates. We just have to know that it operates, okay, and to use this to our benefit to change our lives, right? So these are all in relationship with each other, and all in relationship with the sixth sense, right? So gravity, the changes of seasons. I talked about the rotation of the earth on the last chapter, guys. How the earth is suspended in the air, and how through some force that we don't understand, we don't get thrown off of the earth, right? So that same power of infinite intelligence may, through the principles described, right, of order suggestion and imagination and desire and everything, all of that stuff, right, um, may be used to induce the aid of transmuting your desires. Remember, that's the first step, into the concrete or material form. So things you desire, things you want. If you want $1 million, infinite intelligence will change your desires into their monetary equivalent, $1 million. And it will give you the ideas and the plan in order to achieve it. And you guys have to tap into that through the sixth sense. And this is what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to change your mindset, and I'm here to help you guys to achieve the life that you want. Okay, through good books just like this, guys. So now in each chapter, each step has led you to this last principle, the sixth sense. So it is sequential, guys, meaning from desire to the sixth sense, all 13 principles are sequential, and it is important, right, that you understand each and every one of these principles in order to achieve the best life possible. Now, remember this, guys. The next best thing to being great, as a matter of fact, I'm going to write that down for you guys. I think it's very, very important. So the next best thing to being great is to emulate. Is to emulate the great by feeling and action as nearly as possible. So guys, understand this, right? If you are planning on being great in your field, whatever you are doing, guys, the next best thing to being the best is to emulate the best, guys. This is how you achieve what you want out of life. You don't achieve it by trying to create something uh, out of nowhere. You allow infinite intelligence to do that, guys. But in order to be the best at whatever you're doing, if you can't be the best, emulate the best, guys. The best. All right. Now, the author used to have these meetings, right? And mastermind meetings where he used to get together with a committee of people who were no longer alive, right? And these mastermind meetings were used to reshape his character because a lot of times we cannot get together with in meetings with people of great power that we would like to emulate. So like Bill Gates, like Warren Buffett for me, maybe Elon Musk, okay? Some of the great people that I've seen and some of the great mentors that I've had. I can't always have a committee, a meeting with all of them. So, as what the author does in his mastermind group, he has about 9 members of a committee, Edison, Tesla, all these great inventors and authors and billionaires. Um, and he has a mental meeting with them every evening. He sits, he meditates, and he imagines being the chairman of this meeting. Now, you guys, if you have not gone through the other principles, okay, and understand the other principles, right now you're thinking, man, Darryl has lost it. This is absolutely ridiculous. Well, guess what? You're just not there yet, guys. You are just not there yet to the point of where you can understand the power of a virtual mastermind and how the sixth sense operates in a capacity where you don't even need to be there for real. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference. Get it, guys. Get this. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between you saying, I'm a millionaire, right? And you actually being a millionaire. The subconscious doesn't know the difference. You just have to say it with belief, guys. You just have to say it with confidence. You can't just say mere words. You have to say your words when you speak to them. You have to say them with emotion, guys. This is my journey to a millionaire, right? Get excited. Come on, now. We're talking about a book that changes lives, that has changed hundreds and thousands of lives. And some of you guys haven't even read the book. But guess what? Don't worry. I'm breaking down every single chapter, guys, and you guys will understand exactly what I'm talking about here, right? Now, if you were to rebuild your character, and that's the question, if you were to rebuild your character, who would you add to your virtual mastermind? I already told you guys a few people who I would add to my virtual mastermind. So I'm going to type this question out right here for you guys, right? So if you were to rebuild your character, so if you were to rebuild your character, right? Who would you add? Your virtual mastermind. That is the question you guys need to ask. And you need to take it serious because, guys, this right here is key to changing your life from where it is, okay, to where you want to be. You have to ask yourself, right? In order to, if I don't change, who am I letting down? Who am I failing if I don't change? See, these principles, you're not just doing it for yourself, right? You're doing it for your family, uh, for for whoever you're doing it for, not just for selfish only reasons. It's more than just that that drives you to change your life. It's more than just, hey, I want a lot of money. No, it's more than that. Why do you want money? Are you not happy? Why do you want to be happy? Do you feel that having $1 million will make you happy? It will give you some of the things that you want? Guys, understand these questions. But this one right here, when you're rebuilding your character, who would you add to your virtual mastermind? This is key. This is important, right? These are life-changing questions, guys. Now, this obviously would also would take a great deal of imagination, guys. We talked about the chapter on imagination, but by this time, guys, you have already mastered imagination. And it is constantly a work in progress to change your life. So you're always trying to master imagination, right? Now, um, the stronger your imagination, the stronger the influences these meetings will have on your subconscious mind. So let me add that too, so you guys will know it as a note. Okay. So the stronger your imagination, right? The stronger the influence. So you guys see this, right? So the stronger your imagination, the stronger these influences will have on your subconscious mind. And this is what we want to do, guys. We want to influence our subconscious mind to the point of where we can control our circumstances, things that we want in life. All right. So this is how it goes, guys. This is what we want to do in order to make our life better. Okay. The next thing that's very, very important is, right? I have another question for you guys. How do we tap our sources of inspiration? This is the important question to ask you guys, right? You got to know you got how to do that. So how do we do it, right? Now, so although we still don't know the organ, right, where the sixth sense is located in the mind, we haven't figured that out. Scientists haven't figured that out because I personally wasn't trying to. But the fact still remains, right, that the human being uh, receives accurate knowledge through sources other than physical senses. Y'all already know the physical senses: feel, touch, smell, hear, sight. You know, um, we receive accurate knowledge from sources other than the physical senses. Now, this knowledge is received when the mind is under extraordinary stimulation. So, when I ask the question of how do we tap our sources of inspiration, the answer to that is, right, we place the mind under the influence of extraordinary stimulation. Okay, so that is your answer, guys. So I'm going to say by placing the mind, right? That is how we do it. This is how we tap into our sources of inspiration. Now, what type of extraordinary stimulation are we talking about here, guys? Right? Now, do I hope you guys remember the fact that we talked about sexual transmutation and the power of using transmuting that strongest desire that we have of sex into into a power that drives us to tap our sources of inspiration. Now, our minds, right, are most receptive to ideas and thoughts and knowledge, which results, which reaches us through the sixth sense. So, when we receive hunches and knowledge through the sixth sense, our mind is more receptive to those thoughts, those knowledges, right? Now, your sixth sense is very reliable source of counsel, right? Women always say they have an intuition, right? An intuition. That intuition is the sixth sense, and it is very, very reliable when it comes to us changing our lives. Now, obviously, most men don't start relying on their sixth sense until much later in life, whereas I believe that women are taught to rely more on their sixth sense through their younger years in life and as they become women, adult women. So they have already been taught growing up to rely on that sixth sense. Whereas men, we later on tap into that sixth sense because we are mostly engrossed in the physical aspect of the world. I'm trying to get you guys to tap into that early in life. I'm trying to change your mindset and your dynamic so that you can stop relying on the physical and start relying on the sixth sense, the power of the sixth sense. The sixth sense is an ability that is used at a much greater level gradually. So gradually, your sixth sense gets stronger and stronger and stronger, like a muscle, guys. Like a muscle, your sixth sense grows and it gets stronger, right? Now, the starting point of all achievement, guys, as I told you guys before, if you guys have gone back to my first chapter on this, the starting points of all achievement is desire, right? The finishing point, okay, is that um, band of knowledge which leads to understanding, undertaking of self, and understanding of others is the desire that the laws of nature, okay, regarding the understanding and the happiness of your sixth sense, right? Your sixth sense, let me get this here, guys. Um, we start with desire, right? Which is the beginning point of all of the things that we want. Anything that you have to achieve in life is going to begin with desire. Okay. Now, that is the starting point. Um, the finishing point is the knowledge that you wanted to achieve, the monetary equivalent that you wanted to have, right? The conversion of your desire through the entire process, and it all ending in what you truly want the most, which is your understanding of happiness. Your understanding of happiness comes with understanding yourself and what you truly want. And giving value, guys, giving value is extremely important when it comes to happiness, right? If you are of value to someone, right, you have a sense of self worth. And that sense of self worth is what makes your life so much better than just having things, guys. You don't want to just have things. So I'm going to wrap this up with a couple of action steps in our circle for the sixth sense. Now, guys, I understand that we don't understand the sixth sense, but these three things are truly important when it comes to, okay, what you need to do to move forward. The first thing you need to do, guys, is to reread daily the chapter on order suggestion until you have it memorized. So I'm gonna say memorize the chapter. So memorize the chapter on order suggestion. That means, guys, you got to read it every single day. Read it every single day because these are the principles that are going to change your life. So, in memorizing this chapter on order suggestion, by the time you memorize it, it will be part of your life. It will be a habit, right? So you'll probably be reading it every day for the next 20, 30 days. They say it takes about 21 days to make something a habit. So I suggest you read it for a minimum every day for 21 days. And I believe at that point in time, you will memorize it, guys. You will memorize it. Okay. Also, I want to tell you guys to go back and reread the chapter on desire. So, reread the chapter on desire and understand what it takes to tap in your source of inspiration. So when you guys are rereading Desire, figure out what it takes to get you worked up, right? Um, it used to be people I know that can get me upset with no problem. They knew how to push my buttons, right? Have you ever had that person that just knows what to say to get you annoyed, what to say to get you upset, just knows how to push your buttons? Have you guys figured that out yet? Well, what you need to know how to do is figure out your own buttons and start pushing them to stimulate yourself, to stimulate your desire, to get you worked up so that you move forward and make things happen in your life. The last thing I need you guys to do in this is Make your list of your virtual mastermind and have a meeting with them every single night. All right. This is key, guys. This is key and this is life changing. Now, how are you going to know, right, how certain people in your mastermind are going to act? This is what you do, guys. You buy, right, purchase, spend money, okay, and purchase whoever's in your mastermind, get their autobiography. Get their autobiography and read it thoroughly. As a matter of fact, put that on your list. That is actually one of my list, one of my books from my list, my yearly list of books that I read is the 9 autobiographies of the members of my virtual mastermind group. So I reread their autobiographies over and over again each year as their character grows and changes in my mind when I have these virtual imaginary mastermind groups. And the greater your imagination becomes, the stronger the groups will have an influence on you and the better they will change your life, guys. So listen, those are the 13 principles. This is extremely powerful because it is where your life is going to catapult well above others in your field, guys. This is life changing. Your sixth sense is powerful, guys. Use it, learn it, understand it, and make it a part of your daily life. This is the book Think and Grow Rich. I got one more chapter to go, guys. We're going to be talking about the sixth ghost of fear, the thing that has stopped you from this point of making your life better. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. You have a great day. Bye bye.